honor and a privilege to have the one and only Dr. Missy Johnson joining us as she will share her experience, her journey with breast cancer, and she has victory over that as well. So let me officially welcome. Hi, Dr. Missy. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Great, great, because you're here with us today.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Let me tell the audience a little bit about this phenomenal woman. I've known her and I met her. I was just so impressed with how she is as a person. Like I said, she's a phenomenal woman. She's a woman of faith. She's a mother. She's a daughter. She's an author. She's a movie producer. She's all of that because nothing can stop this fearless woman. I remember her story. I mean, I was in tears. So I just know that you're doing great things and even greater things are yet to come. So you want to share a little more information about who Dr. Missy Johnson is with the audience?
Sure, absolutely. I am a survivor of a 60 miles an hour head-on collision.
Yes.
I'm a survivor of having a 3% chance of living. I am a survivor of being 47 days in a medicated coma. I'm a survivor of having, see, numbers are important to me. People be talking about numbers, they be talking about numbers with dollars, but I'm talking about some real numbers. I
Yes.
am a survivor of having um, over 25 surgeries in the past couple of years. I'm a survivor of COVID. So I gave you a lot of C's, but one thing that's very important to me is that I'm a fearless and I'm a courageous woman that will fight, that has fought her battle through the storm.
Yes. And you've done it. I mean, without a glitch, seem like, you're just so strong in that way. You know what I mean, Dr. Missy? I look at you and it's like, wow, only God, only God.
Yes, only God. And I think the misnomer, what people think, is that I always been this way. So let me just clear the record.
Uh-huh.
I have on the outside, but on the inside, I wasn't that way. A lot of times we wear a face, we wear a mask to be this strong Black woman, to be this bold woman, to be, sometimes we get a angry Black woman, that wasn't me, but, sometimes we get that. But with everything that I have been through, um, I really had to fight. People see my story, what I allow them to see, but there's a story behind the story that people don't see. So when you talk about the wife, there were some challenges. When you talk about the screenwriter, you see a producer, you're speaking that into existence because that's how I speak. I speak intentional. The screenwriter, people don't know I always been writing. You speak about being a mother. I had to learn how to be that. I only have one son. I didn't know what motherhood looked like. So I had many challenges. I remember when my son was little, he would get like a little bump on his face, and I'll take him to ER because I said, I don't know what to do. To my mom and daddy got so sick of me. To my, can you stop taking that? Just bring the baby over here.
Right.
And don't stop taking him because ER knew my name. So you see now, in hindsight, that I am a fearless, bold, courageous woman because of my faith. But like I said, there's a story behind the story, behind the story.
All right. I love it. I love it, Dr. Missy. But you've shown to other women that you can survive. You can get over anything that comes to you in life. Because, life is not a bowl of cherries all the time, right?
No.
You get a diagnosis, like you were sharing all the surgeries you had and the accident. Can you just share with the audience a little bit about your experience with your breast cancer and how it affected your family and impacted your family?
Oh yeah. Breast cancer, people, I'm saying for the church folks,
Right.
y'all can take it how y'all want to. I'm just being me. But church folks, they be having a whole other twist on it. But what I want to say is that breast cancer runs in my family.
Mhm.
9 people in my family have died from some form of cancer
Mhm.
in my family. And it was about 15 years ago. And you're talking about the impact. It was about maybe 15 years ago. My mother's sister
Mhm.
and her daughter,
Mhm.
they both had breast cancer at the same time.
Oh my God.
And my cousin, which is my best friend, she was at her house.
Mhm.
Her mama was at her house. There's always a rock in the family. That was me. And I said, we can't do this because my mom was taking care of her sister and I was taking care of my cousin. I asked my aunt, I said, can I bring Sabrina to the house? Because because I'm working.
Mhm.
It was really tiresome. So we did that. But what ended up happening is that they end up dying of breast cancer 24 hours apart from one another. And we end up having a double funeral. And prior to that, 9 months prior to that,
Mhm.
her daughter, she died of breast cancer. So all within, I would say about 12 months, 13 months, we had 3 people on my mom's side that died of breast cancer and another form of cancer.
Mhm.
So hindsight being 2020 to now, when I was diagnosed with my cancer, there were 2 other people in my family diagnosed with cancer. And at one point, I didn't know
Mhm.
because I was fighting for my life.
Yes.
And when I found out my sister had cancer when I was in the last phase of my cancer, I kept saying, well, why is she not coming to see me? I don't understand.
Right.
Because we tight, we like the 3 Musketeers, we tight. She said, well, she don't feel good. I said, okay, whatever. But I'm still fighting. So
Mhm.
when I was getting stronger, I said, well, let me go over here because I'm the one gonna come out to the house. Okay, what's going on? And she said, my stomach. So I said, okay. But she's looking so frail. So to make a long story short, my sister had cancer.
Mhm.
And I asked my mom, why didn't y'all tell me? She said, because we knew that you were trying to save her.
Mhm.
And they was exactly right. And I did everything that I did everything that I could
Yeah.
with my strength.
Yeah.
My husband would tell me, you can't keep going over there. You still fighting.
Right.
So I did everything in my strength
Mhm.
to help my sister.
Mhm.
I didn't kind of know she was going to die because I just believe my faith is so strong that sometimes if you don't have faith, I'm going to have faith for you.
Mhm.
But she didn't make it. So in my last phase of my cancer, my sister passed.
Mhm.
And it was horrible. It was horrible. But she's with me today.
Yes.
I'm breast cancer free. It took me a minute,
Yeah.
but she's in my spirit and
Mhm.
I hear her voice everywhere I go. So some people, when they hear the word cancer,
Mhm.
it is scary. Because
Yeah.
when I first got my diagnosis,
Mm.
I was nervous. I got my diagnosis on my lunch break.
Wow.
Yes, I was working. I said, oh, let me go get this. Let me go get this done.
Mhm.
And they told me that I had cancer. I had called my friend. I said, girl, I ain't coming back to work. She said, what's wrong? I said, I can't talk to you right now
Mhm.
because I had to process. Because I couldn't believe. I'm like, after everything I've been through, now God, you gonna get cancer. So all I'm saying is that cancer, it can be devastating news.
Mhm.
You can live from it. You
Mhm.
can die from it.
Yes.
But what I would say, whatever the news is, just fight through it.
Wow. That's so powerful, Dr. Missy. And people will look at you and say that cancer didn't stop you because you're doing some phenomenal things that will change this generation and the generations to come. Do you mind sharing with the audience some of the things, the great things you're doing? I am so proud of you. I admire you. I want to be like Dr. Missy when I grow up,
Oh,
right?
you know what? One thing, Mary, no, Dr. Mary, God has no respect of persons.
Yeah.
So let's say that,
Amen.
you know, what he's done for me,
Mhm.
he'll do for you.
Yeah.
I look at things sometimes, and when you said I did it with my cancer,
Mhm.
when I was diagnosed with my cancer, it was right in the middle. I was having my first conference, and my oncologist said, she was Filipino. She's like, you can't do that. And I was like, why? She said, you're in the middle of chemo. You can't do that. And what people don't know is that I had already had, I was in the middle of chemo,
Mhm.
and my chemo wasn't working. People don't know that.
Wow.
So they reached out for me to get a clinical trial,
Mhm.
and I didn't get approved.
Mm.
And
Oh my God.
I said, I'm doing this conference,
Mm.
even if it kills me. And she said, would you get the people around you? I was like, and my husband was always there with me. And I was like, yes,
Mhm.
I will designate people to do things.
Mhm.
We don't want everybody around you because, your immune system is down.
Oh, right, right.
I said, I got you. I said, but Dr. Luffy, I'm doing this, even if it kills me.
Mm.
I said, because I'm fearless.
Yes.
So every time I would see her, she would say, I'm fearless. The doctor, my doctor, even when I go see her now, she said, you're fearless. I'm fearless. She always say that. So the clinical trial, I was disapproved. I wasn't approved.
Mm.
Chemo wasn't working. So they had to kick it up another notch
Oh my goodness.
for me.
Mhm.
But I did it anyway.
Yes. That determination that you have, that drive that you have, Dr. Missy. I mean, that's who makes that's who you are. And you don't settle for anything, you don't settle for anything less than you know what you're going to get. And that's commendable. I mean, I just admire you for that, really, because some people just give up. Some people just said, throw their hands up. Okay, that's it. The doctor said this, that's it. But no, not for you. And
No,
and how can you share that kind of determination with others that may be going through something that they think is hopeless?
you have to believe in something that's higher than you are.
Mhm,
That's the bottom line. So it could be whoever your belief is,
mhm,
whoever your higher energy is, whatever your faith is. I don't know what it is for somebody.
mhm.
And I don't put nobody down or judge nobody because of who they believe in. But
Right.
who I believe in, my oncologist
Mhm,
before she even took me on, because I was already angry because I had cancer.
mhm.
And I said, who do you believe in? And she said, I believe in God.
Okay.
And I said, I ain't trying to be funny, but what kind of God you believe in?
That's right.
And my husband was looking at me like, you is really, look, my life is in her hands.
That's right.
My
Mhm,
body's not even up to the optimal level because I just came out of all these freaking surgeries.
mm,
My body's been cut from my breastplate to my pelvic. I still got drains in my
mhm.
body. So I'm gonna ask whatever question I want to ask.
That's right.
And she said, I believe in the man upstairs. I said, well, if you believe in the man upstairs, because I need for your faith,
Mhm.
whatever your belief is, to line up with my faith.
That's right.
So we can believe in the same thing. So we talk about determination. You
Mhm.
have to have a higher energy, a higher belief, something higher than what you can see, touch, or feel. And you have to hold on to that thing. That's the first thing. And the second thing is when I was in a 60 miles an hour head-on collision on 94 freeway in Detroit, my parents found out about my accident from the news because they shut down the freeway. And my
Mhm.
son was in the car with me. So I had lost my memory for 3 months. Then if you ask me, I heard you ask my name, Dr. Missy, but I just couldn't put it together.
Mhm.
And when the state police, they said, turn your keys in. I'm like, turn my keys in. I don't know why I'm turning my keys. They said, because your car is totaled. So they said, we need for you to come down here and you know, get the police report.
Mhm.
So it was just too much. So when I went down there on crutches,
Mm.
the state police came out and gave me a piece of paper. He said, Miss Johnson. I was like, yes. He said, was that you in the car? I was like, yes. He was looking at me like astonished. And he said, it was a freak accident. I don't know how you made it out. And at that time, I couldn't process it because it was just so much.
Mhm.
But I'm saying that to say, when I look back over my life, and I got my faith in everything, but God reminds me If I can bring you out of a 60 miles an hour head-on collision, girl, you better not doubt me.
Ooh,
But I'm a spiritual being having a natural experience.
that's
So
right.
I'm gonna have some doubt. But he reminds me, you better look back and see where I done brought you from. Yes. So that's my determination, my faith, and to look back where he brought me from. So for your listeners, whoever's watching, you might not have a 60 miles an hour head on collision. You might not have no cancer. You might not have no 3% chance of living. You might not have no COVID like I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you just to take a look back at where he brought you from.
Yes.
And when you look back where he brought you from, you can make it. You can be that courageous woman. You can be that fearless woman, and you can live in a never give up state of mind.
Yes. Wow. I know I said, do you believe in miracles? Because that's what I advertised, talking about you coming out, and you are a walking wonderful miracle. And so, like you said, you better realize where your help comes from, right?
Yes.
Yes. You were mentioning about the support. Your husband was always there, your family's there. What about the church itself? I know you're strong in faith. Did the church actually how they rally around you and pray for you and encourage you and strengthen you in that vein as well?
I have family support,
Mhm.
have my husband's support. And there were some people that pray for me that I don't even know that pray for me in the church and out the church.
Yes.
Um, I don't know what rally means, but all I know is I had people praying.
Hmm. Yes. Why I was mentioning, because sometimes when you're going through stuff, you need the support. They have a lot of cancer support groups, Komen, Carmanas, and different support like that. But I was just sharing those are what we consider secular support. But I was just wondering if the church actually, what do we know as the church? Your structural church, facility.
Mhm.
They come and say, let's have a prayer rally with someone who's going through cancer or something like that. That's what I was trying to refer to. But people that don't even know you lift you up in prayer and God,
I had prayer. I would say this. I
Mhm.
ain't had no rally,
Okay. All right, I hear you.
but I do know that people from my church
Mhm.
prayed for me.
Yes.
That I do know. And I know that people from around the country and around the world prayed for me. Did I have a prayer vigil out my house? Rally? No. I did not have that.
Mhm.
Did I think that they should have reached out to me more since I was born and raised up in the church? Absolutely. I'm just gonna keep it real.
I know. Amen.
I'm just keeping it real.
Amen.
But I know, and let me say this.
Mhm.
I don't want to fault anybody
No, no.
because a lot of times, what I learned on this journey, Mary, people don't know how to step in.
Mhm.
And then you got some people that's old school. Don't ask nothing, that's private,
Oh, yeah.
so I don't know what they did behind the scenes, but
Mhm.
what I can tell you that I did have people at the church,
Yes.
I might not know them by name or number,
Right.
but I did know that I had people praying for me. But what I will tell you
Mhm.
that my family
Yes.
stepped up.
Amen.
My friends from around the country, those are the ones that came to my door.
Mhm.
Those are the ones that jumped on planes and got cars,
Yeah.
despite of what people say, whatever.
Mhm.
They the ones that did it.
Yeah.
When I got to the point where my husband, I don't survive 3% chance of living. I have survived being in a coma. I got to the point, Mary, that this may sound so crazy. I'm gonna say I don't know how to say this, but I'm gonna say it like this.
Mhm.
I didn't want my husband to be there with my cancer
Mhm.
because a lot of times your man will leave you.
That's true. It's true. Mhm.
And
Yes.
I was sick of him being there, and I was sick of being sick.
I know. Mhm. But see, that's when love.
So what God did, he sent in angels from around the country to give him a break
Okay. Mhm.
and gave me a break so I could see another face.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just such unconditional love. He loved you, and wanted to be there with you. And so I commend him for that as well. Because like you said,
Yeah,
a lot of times people will leave. They can't handle the sickness. They can't handle the cancer. And so
they can't handle nothing.
I was trying to be nice, Dr. Missy.
Nothing.
I know. You mentioned about chemo. Were you also radiation was part of your regime?
I had it all.
Did you? Okay.
They were trying to save me.
Yes.
They were trying to save me. I was slipping into stage 4.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know. I was slipping to stage. I had just had all these surgeries. I just had the hospital come home to my house. I still had all these drains in me. I was slipping into stage 4 just like that. Didn't even know it. So they were trying to save me. Even when I was in the hospital in West Bloomfield, one of the doctors, I remember him so well. And I was like, why is he down here on the boulevard? And he came, after they go through all these sessions and stuff, and he came in and I was in this room and I was mad.
Yes.
Because they could have you sit up in this room, go through all these doctors. I was mad. And I remember Dr. Kwan came in and he said, Miss Johnson, I'm so sorry. And I got an attitude. And he'd seen my attitude. He said, we're watching you. Everybody's watching you. And people know that if anybody can beat this, you can. Because see, Dr. Kwan was one of the doctors that took care of me when I had a 3% chance of living. And he said, if anybody can beat this, you can. And he said, and we're watching you. And you can beat this. Anybody, you can.
Right. So true. And it happened, right? Yes. Wow. What can you just share with us too, if you want to encourage somebody who's maybe going through breast cancer? They designated October as breast cancer awareness, but it could be a 24/7 lifestyle if you're going through it. So can you just share some words of encouragement for those that have been diagnosed with that, and and families and caregivers, they need that support as well?
Yes. Wrote a movie called The Party on BET Her. And I wrote it and I was in it. And the reason why I say that is, one, a shameless plug, which I'm not ashamed of plugging it.
That's right. No,
called The Waiting Room series on BET Her. Is now streaming on BET Plus and it's on demand. So check it out before the end of the month. It's out. But the reason why I say that is because when I wrote the movie with my castmate, my screenwriter mate,
yes,
it was important for me to include the support system. And for those who are going through cancer, you got to put your personal feelings to the side. I'm not saying don't take it personal, but you got to put your feelings to the side and let somebody come in and wait on you. Because a lot of times we're proud. A lot of times we don't want to tell nobody. And guess what? I get both sides of it because I live mine out loud. My sister didn't.
Yes.
My other family members didn't. So in the movie, we talk about hashtag check on your sister, hashtag check on your sister. And what that means is that get around people that rally for you, that lift you up, that speak positive things with you, that call you in the morning. They ain't got to say much, just how you doing. Get around people, even if it's 1 or 2 people. Hashtag check on your sister. Check on your sister. And just don't check on her when she in phase 1. Check on her throughout. Because you never, and guess what? If you call us and say thank you, whatever, don't take it personal, because we fight for our lives. Because this thing could twist any kind of way. It could be like with me. I was going through the chemo, it was good and everything. And then I came to my oncologist and I was like, Dr. Luffy, I seen it on her face. I said, what's wrong?
Yes.
She said, it's not working.
Oh my God.
So I'm really angry.
I know.
I've been through all this. I'm really angry.
Mm,
But she said, well, we're gonna, try for clinical trial.
mhm.
And I said, well, I said, you know what? I told her, I said, stop. I'm done. I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah.
It ain't all pitchy cream. I just walk through the tiptoe to the tulips on this. No. I said, I'm done. She said, no, she had to beg me. I
Mhm,
said, no, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of coming here. I'm sick of I'm sick.
mhm.
But she checked on me. She
Yes.
checked on me. My oncologist, she said, you know what, Miss Johnson? She said, you're fearless. She gave me her personal cell number, my oncologist.
Okay. Now
And
that's
you know what she did?
mhm.
She checked on me.
Yes.
So if you don't have a support system with your oncologist, make sure that you have team. They have people,
Mm,
groups and things where they can check on you.
mm.
So make sure you have somebody
Yes.
that's in your corner that's checking on you. And that was the theme of the movie. Check on your sister. That's what I'm about. Check on your sister. Fearless Women Rock. Just have someone that's uplifting you all the time. And
Mm,
for the people that take it personal, immediately get rid of them because you don't have the energy.
yes. Wow. Mentioning your movie, can you share again? I know you mentioned it, but I want you to tell how they can see it. I know the premiere was phenomenal. It was so awesome. So let people know how they can see that movie, if you don't mind again, Dr. Missy.
Oh, absolutely. If you can go on to BET Her on demand, or BET Plus is streaming on their streaming service right now. And I'm just so excited. I'm still like in awe. It's a real, not only did I write the movie, but I was in the movie,
Yes.
So that was like, I said, wait a minute. Tyler Perry,
That's
wrote
right.
the movie, in the movie, coming out the gates. Don't be playing with me. Don't come up against me.
And it was so awesome, I tell you. And what's the name of it again, just so everybody can know?
Yes, the series is called The Waiting Room.
Mhm.
And the movie is called The Party. So if you're looking for my movie, that's how
I know.
for my movie, if you go to season 3, episode 2,
Mhm.
it's gonna say The Party. Look for me in the credits because my name is there. Look, I'm official, okay?
I know that's right.
And also my screenwriter credit and IMBD, and also the last 2 minutes of the movie. You get to see me 5 times. I'm not speaking, but I ain't gotta speak. Because the
Right.
Bible said, if you ain't got nothing to say to somebody, just wave your hand. So that's what I'm doing. I'm waving my hands
And looking good. I know
and looking good.
that. Oh, this has been such an awesome conversation. I can talk on and on, but tell the audience again how they can reach out to you. And you're an author, #1 bestseller author. You got a series of books. So, do you mind sharing how they can reach out to you? And I'm seeing remarks, people saying they love the video, they're loving what you're saying, and you're such an encouragement. And I
Oh,
echo all of that as well, Dr. Missy. So let people know how they can reach out to the one and only, the phenomenal woman herself, Dr. Missy Johnson.
the fearless faith woman, because it's the
Yes,
faith that only got me through this.
that's true. I know.
Well, I want to say my book, Fearless Faith, that can be found on my website and askdrmissy.com, ASKDR, askdrmissy.com. I'm also the author of several books called Fearless Women, Courageous Women Find Strength During the Storm. So if you want to be a part of Volume 4, please reach out to me. We're launching Volume 3 very, very soon, like in the next couple of weeks. I'm so excited about that. And you can also reach out to me at hello@askdrmissy.com, hello@askdrmissy.com. You want me to speak at your events, you want to do something, just get in contact with me. On all social media platforms, I'm ASKDR, Ask Dr. Missy. And what I'm going to leave with your audience is that ain't nobody perfect. I just surrendered, Dr. Mary. That's all I did. And my surrender was not easy. I fought God
Mhm.
because this is my mindset
Mhm.
as we're closing out. God, you got the whole world in your hands. I got this. I can do this piece.
Yeah.
And he said, I've chose you, but you haven't accepted the assignment. Because I
Mhm.
have my own assignment.
Oh, yeah.
He said, you haven't accepted the assignment. So what I want to say to your audience, In order for you to get in alignment with your purpose, you have to accept the assignment. And the assignment might not be what you want for yourself, because I was going to Hollywood to be with Denzel Washington when I graduated college. But God flipped the script on me because I surrendered. And when you surrender totally, whew, kicking and screaming, kicking and screaming, I said, okay, my arms are too short to box with you. And there's three things when I surrendered. I said, what did you want me to say? I will say. And I meant that thing. What you want me to do, I'm going to do. But in my natural, I might be fighting, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Mhm.
And where you want me to go, who you want me to touch, and I will go. And I don't know all the things to say, but because I accepted the assignment, you put me in alignment. And here I am today.
Wow. All I can say is thank you for saying yes to the assignment from God. And the world is going to be changed forever because of that, Dr. Missy. I just know it. Yes.
Thank
So I
you.
love you and appreciate you. And thank you for sharing from your heart. Reach out to this phenomenal woman. You got to. If you want to get to know her better, reach out on her on her website and get connected with a powerful woman. And again, I just want to thank you and thank you again. Be
Thank
blessed.
you.
We'll talk soon.
Yes. Bye-bye. Bye,
Bye for
everybody.
now. Bye for now.